leadership classes, and it's based on the 21 irrefutable laws. And in this course, part of this 13-week course, everybody's responsible to interview a leader that they respect who's further down the path than them. And they have to ask them 7 questions. Questions like, what's the greatest lesson you've ever learned? What lessons are you learning right now? How has failure shaped your life? What are you reading that I should read? Who do you know that I should know? How can I add value to your life? And they go through these questions and conduct this 1-hour interview. And so I always say, you get to pick this leader. And one of our course participants decided to reach way outside of his comfort zone and interview the new CIO, reach out to the new CIO that just hired by this large company. And he was like terrified to do it, but he did it. He remembered what this CIO did when he did his first all hands-on meeting. It was via Zoom or whatever. And he was getting to know everybody, kind of given the meet and greet there. He said, that if anybody had a question about anything, they could reach out to him. And he was like, inside, part of him was like, can that really be true? So he reached out, asked, about doing this interview. And the guy responded directly with an email and granted them he granted him the interview. And when this guy come in to do the interview, the CIO could tell that he was just very nervous. He said, well, why do you want to have this interview? He said, well, I've taken this course and we're supposed to reach out to a leader who's, we respect, who's further down the path. And the CIO looked at him and he said, you're a leader. And he got up out of his chair and he said, you can sit in the leader chair. He said, now you're in charge.
Oh my gosh.
And then he sat down in the other chair, and it just like the way he treated him from the start of the interview, it seemed like every 15 to 30 seconds, notifications were going off on his phone. Like, so this is a guy who was high in demand, very busy, just getting started in his role as CIO. There's all kinds of things, that he's ramping up for, meetings he has to attend, people he has to talk to. And yet he granted this interview and he didn't even pay attention to his phone. He puts, we'll call this guy John, in the leadership chair and just gives him his full attention for the interview. And it was kind of funny because he's Indian and he was like in a full Diwali, dress mode, colorful, outfit on, and like there's so much going on just from their tradition that day. But in the midst of all the activity and all the craziness, he sat there and made John feel like he was the only person in the room.
Hearing you talk on the way other end of that spectrum brought me back to some of my ministry days. And I was working at a university and we would do a lot of homeless outreach, a lot of inner city stuff. And they would always tell us, the greatest thing you can do is to look somebody in the eye and smile at them, and it's the same thing. It's treating people like people, right? It's assigning them dignity. It's saying, you matter to me. You're right in front of me and I want to give you my attention. And wow, that speaks volumes for how you feel about people and your willingness and ability to connect with them. So
and think about that. If somebody does that for you, do you want to work for that person? Are you motivated 100%. To do your best job? Are you motivated to go above and beyond what you're asked? You engage a level of commitment that cannot otherwise be accessed, that when accessed, it creates some of the best productivity seen in companies. So if you're a leader and you're all about the bottom line, you would do well. If you need to look at it from a selfish angle, caring about people is going to get you the best results that you're looking for.
Hey, thanks again for watching today's video. And before you go, subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure you go to billcoxcoaching.com. Sign up for our regular newsletter to help you move from success to significance and lead your life in such a way that you live a legacy. Have a great day.